So like the selling point is a couple of things. So the first one is the tax deduction, right? So if I contribute money, I get a tax deduction on my contributions. Now the problem with that is I get the deduction now, but I pay taxes later on the distribution.
So it's deferred.
It's deferred, right? Now, here's the thing. When I fast forward till I'm 60, for me, I'm almost 30. So when I'm 60, that's in 30 years. You think taxes are going to be higher or lower in 30 years? Higher. So I'm going to pay a higher tax rate. Now, think about inflation. Okay, reduced buying power. So when I withdraw, am I going to have to withdraw more money to buy the same things or less money?
Yeah, more.
I'm going to have to withdraw more. So I'm going to pay a higher tax rate on more dollars when I withdraw. So that's actually going to outweigh any tax deduction that I got today on the front end.
And any growth, right?
And the growth. And that's
like 3 or 4 or 5%.
That's the thing. Yeah, so you put it in usually mutual funds, right? What people don't know is these 401k companies, the providers, they're actually Wall Street firms. And so the real core of their business is selling mutual funds. And they developed the 401k custodial service as a feeder system to basically say, like, we're going to host your 401k and then we're going to limit you to our mutual funds. So now they know they're going to make fees and commissions on you having to buy their mutual fund because you're trapped now. It's the only option you have. So there's a company called Dalbar. Dalbar is a third-party rating company. They surveyed over the last 20 years, the average mutual fund investor made only about a 3.88 actual annual return on their mutual funds. So when you think about that, okay, well, I'm gonna make 3.88% over the next, per year over the next 20 years, right? Well, we just found out this year inflation's 8. So eight minus 3, I lost money. Plus, I'm gonna pay taxes when I withdraw. So that's a third of it after that as well. So I'm left with the same money I started with or less by the time I pull money out of that 401k plan.
Then just taking it, like not doing a 401k and then just taking it today as you get paid.
Yeah, and
and then you can just recapture your money and use it for whatever you want to use it for.
Exactly, and that's why we tell people do the sacred account, because the thing that people are stuck on with the 401k is the free match, right? So a 401k plan by definition, by IRS definition, is a deferred compensation plan. Like you can actually look that up. That's how they define it. Deferred means later. Compensation is being paid. So I'm just opting to get paid later instead of now. So the match isn't free. It means that I could have had that money today in the form of a higher salary, but instead I'm going to get that money later in the 401k plan as a withdrawal.
So it was just like a good marketing term.
Yeah, just a marketing.
Term, right?
Yeah, Wall Street took this whole thing. Ted Benna was the guy that actually popularized and invented the 401k as a private thing for his company. That was in 1979. Then Wall Street got a hold of it in the 80s. And they started marketing the hell out of it because they were trying to get out of pensions. Pensions was guaranteed income. They didn't want to have to guarantee people the income. So they said, we're going to put the responsibility of retirement saving on you through the deferred compensation plan of the 401k. So we now have a way out. We're going to market that like crazy so that we don't have to be responsible for these pension distributions. So that's what they did.
So it was a replacement of product, basically.
Exactly. And Benna today, he's been interviewed, in modern times, in the last 5-10 years. He said that the 401k plan is a monster and he wishes he never created it. The guy that made it. Like imagine having a child and saying that. That was like Hitler's dad. Like my child is a monster and I wish I never had him. That's the 401k plan.
Jeez.
Yeah. So we tell people do the sacred account instead, right? So back to the match part of it, there was a survey that was done on, employers, and the employers admitted that for every dollar they're matching in the 401k, they're reducing their employees' wages by 90 cents on the dollar. So you're actually not getting free money. You're getting your wages reduced. So we tell people to do the sacred account instead. If you put money in the sacred account, you contributed the dollar. You don't get the tax deduction. You don't need it. We'll do that elsewhere, but you do get tax free. Dollars will never be taxed again. Guaranteed growth, no fees, none of that, right? So you have a dollar growing, you can borrow against the dollar, have it still growing, and go use that for like real estate investing or whatever you want to do. Now you actually have a free match. You had $1 at work, now you have 2. So you're duplicating it, but you're actually like truly doing it in your benefit. You're not having to reduce your wages or pay extra taxes or give the money to Wall Street for the next 3 decades and hope they do the right thing for once.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the 401k myth.